Hello, everyone, and welcome. My name is Ida Lee, and this is Raw Emotions. Just a second, please.
Can I use the brush?
Only when Bella's up. So you're gonna have to wait until tomorrow.
No, not a treat, but the chew.
Yep, tomorrow.
Why?
Because Bella's sleeping.
We gave it every other time we were sleeping.
No, we haven't.
Yeah, we have.
Nope.
Yeah, we have.
No, honey. Thank you. Okay. So, anyways, this is Raw Emotions. um, what we do with our service dog is typically my daughter is the one who has to first give the treat to the dog if there's a treat to be given, which is not it's not very often that she gets a treat. It's once in a blue moon. Yeah, so that's what he was wanting to do was go ahead and we buy these like Denta organic chew toys, bones for her to help brush her teeth. So, but anyways, I just was thinking, I just got her put to bed and thought, I haven't really done a video, and there's a couple reasons. It's she's been home for 2 weeks. The respite help that I'm able to get, she's only been able to come twice a week, for 4 hours. And like I said, it's hard. It's a lot of work. We're using the lift, which she loves and I love. It's another piece of equipment. It's something else that I have to take the time to learn how to use, which I'm glad I did because it's a lot easier than what I had anticipated. So I'm glad that I listened, to the to the advice I was given, because it was very sound. You got to practice. It's really easy to just you lose your patience. You can just pick her up and go because you're faster, and the lift it's slower. And but in the long run, you got to learn how to use it. So that's what we're doing, and we're loving it. But I had a girlfriend come visit yesterday from Canada, and her little girl and my daughter share the same deletion syndrome, 1p36 deletion. So it's I always look forward to when people come to visit. And my friends, that I surround myself with, like I said, they're my girls, they're my peeps, and you want that time to be quality. And in the middle of all that quality time, that you're trying to shove into, a 4 hour visit, a 6 hour visit, there's throwing up. um, Multiple times, and it's exhausting in itself to change the sheets on a hospital bed. That's what she sleeps in, is a hospital bed. It's another piece of equipment that I love. I can take down the sides. I can raise and lower the bed. I can raise her head, for when she's congested, which is quite often. um, so for me, the hospital bed was just like, oh my gosh, that's an option. Sign me up. Get me that bed. So when that bed was delivered, it was just like a wow, just like a sigh of relief. And so yeah, that's how we view the equipment. But you know, it's still a lot to have to move her. And my girlfriend just immediately jumped right into what needed to be done. She just took over, and I'm not used to that. I usually have to give orders. The boys, they'll come in, and their first response is they'll be walking into the room and they just freeze, and you're just looking up at them like, okay, this is not our first rodeo. She, how many times do we have throw up and diarrhea and out both ends? This is nothing new. But apparently there's still that shock value for them. So usually, I'm yelling, not yelling, but in the height of the moment, telling them to go get, wet paper towels, towels, whatever we need to get, put the Chucks pads down, the blue pads. It's another barrier, they're running back and forth getting what I need. And it's so refreshing, when somebody just immediately jumps in and you don't have to say anything and they do it, and it's just like, wow. And it's so appreciative. And, you know, we help each other as much as we can. The majority of my girlfriends, my close girlfriends, are special needs moms, and we can only be here for each other as much as we can. And it's quite a bit, it's a lot. And I just wish that we were able to do more for each other. I really do. I just wish there was a way, and there may be. You never know. You never know. But, it's just like I said, you're just trying to cram, all these the special time, into the short amount of time. And everything, life is happening, and it's learning to find the balance in the moment. And I'm learning to respond rather than to react, which means I'm learning to step back and take a breath and say, okay, I can get through this, and I can get through it. I can survive this. This isn't anything new. It's not a deal breaker. You can do it. And I will say, though, it gets tiring. It gets exhausting. I'm running on fumes as it is. And when she's home for 2 weeks, it's I eat, sleep, and breathe her. How can I not? It's hard to have a life when you're responsible for somebody else's care, total care. So when she goes back to school, usually that first week I'm recovering, because I'm so sore, I'm so tired. And I usually, I won't cook, I won't clean, I can't. I'll just basically, go from my bed to laying outside if it's sunny or on the couch, and it's all I can do, just to get through the day. And I have, I when I go grocery shopping, I have to come home, and the boys have to help me unload, or my husband has to help me unload while I go take a nap. I have to lay down for half an hour, 45 minutes, because I'm that exhausted, I'm that fatigued just from going grocery shopping. Um, so it's hard, and it's finding that balance, it's finding that peace. And it's it's wonderful when you can get there. But it makes you wonder how and why it took you so long. Why did you have to go through all these hardships, And I look at the future, and I'm not afraid of it. Um, I'm not afraid of it. I'm learning to accept each day as it comes with no expectations, which is really hard to do. Really hard. Because we all wake up with certain expectations of how we want our day to go. First of all, we'll wake up in a really bad mood, and that sets the tone for our entire day. Um, Things that we don't want to happen end up happening, because why? We thought it. We called it into being by thinking it. So what happens? What we didn't want to happen. Or we wake up and we're in a great mood, we're full of energy, and we're getting stuff done, and oh, we're feeling good, and oh, I'm on top of the world, I can conquer the world. And it's all in how you perceive your reality. And in my current moment, I'm learning to find my balance and accept each day without expectations. I my latest motto is fake it till you make it. Um, and what's that mean? It's not that I pretend to be happy, or I pretend to be fake to be happy, but it's finding, not that the glass is half full, but it's being thankful and being grateful for what's right in front of you at that present moment. It's not thinking about the past, and what happened created this moment. Um, And it's not thinking about the future, where what could happen. It's looking at this beautiful little girl who's sitting right in front of me and who's using the potty seat. She's actually sitting on the potty and using the potty seat. And she knows what to do. It's it's something I never thought she would be able to do, and she's doing it. And it's extra work. It's extra work. It's hard to remember, oh my gosh, I gotta 10 o'clock, I gotta put her on. Right now she's on a time schedule. We're working on the communication. As soon as you put her on, she goes. She'll poop and she'll pee. It's not every time, but it's the majority of the time. I mean, for the most part, we're putting her on about 4 to 5 times, and she's hit or miss 3 to 4 times. That's she's doing it. She knows she's making the connection. So it's just, again, it's being patient and working with her and finding how she's going to communicate to me to put her on. Um, so it's living in the moment. It's appreciating what's right in front of you. It's looking at my husband, and it hasn't been easy to get to where we're at. It hasn't been easy at all. I had to file for a divorce, and that's something I'll talk about later. But it's looking at who's right in front of you and appreciating what they're giving you, and appreciating where they're at in their walk, because we all have different walks. We all live and exist in the same world and in the same reality, but at the same time, he goes off and does his thing during the day while I'm here at the house taking care of the kids, and taking care of Bella. And it's appreciating and being grateful that he's getting it, that he's understanding there's another perspective, there's another way to look at this. And it's appreciating where he's at, and finding the love. Finding the love. You got to forgive. You got to be able to forgive. And in the forgiveness, you have to forget. And we're not taught that. We're not taught, we're taught that, oh, I forgive, but I don't forget. I'll never forget. Well, if you don't forget, then you're never forgiving, because you're always on guard and you're always looking for what you've never forgotten. But when you're able to forgive and then therefore let go and forget, you're not constantly calling back from the past what they've done or what they haven't done or how they've fallen short or how they've hurt you. You're looking at them and you're appreciating and being grateful in that moment of what you have. And I love that I'm finding my balance. I love that I'm finding my peace. And oh boy, has it been a journey, let me tell you. And it's one that I'm thankful I'm on. And I can't wait to see where it takes us, where it takes me. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. But with that, I just wanted to say, that I hope everybody has a great weekend. I hope you all are kind to one another. I hope you all can appreciate where you are in your present moment. Don't worry about anybody else right now. Worry about yourself and appreciate yourself in your current moment. And love yourself. Have a great night. Thank you.